Hello. Hello. Hello, Akshay.
Hello, ma.
Hi. I'll do one thing. I'll make you the host now. Can you share that? What is that? That TG book.
1 second. Let me just see if I have it. 1 second. I have to download it. It doesn't get downloaded only. Uh, 1 second.
No problem. Mm, when will you write the next test?
Anytime, ma'am. You tell me.
This Tuesday is fine.
Hmm.
So you can write cell and cell cycle together.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I don't have that. Ma'am, can you send it to me on WhatsApp? The thing PDF you sent before.
Okay, one second.
Like last time, I deleted the one I had because that color, everything got highlighted. No.
Okay. Yeah. I have to send you cell cycle and biomolecules, no?
Cell cycle biomolecules.
Cell I sent you already.
You sent me cell. Yeah, cell cycle biomolecules.
Uh,
Which page will it be? Wait, no, I'm just trying the page. It is in, we are in biomolecules, 133 it's telling. This is page number 4. Okay. 1 second. One 33.
So you don't want me to take 12th portion, no?
On 12th, my tutor would have finished by that time.
Okay.
After that, I'll just write test, and practice.
Hmm.
130, yes, found it. 1 second, I'll share screen. Ma'am, host is disabled participant. Sure.
Yeah, I didn't make you the host. One second. Yeah.
1 second. Now, can you see?
Hmm.
Which of the following statement is correct?
I told you this question was asked, remember?
Oh yeah, holoenzyme
Uh,
is equal to
uh,
apoenzyme plus coenzyme.
mm-hmm.
Wait, no, coenzyme plus cofactor.
Why?
Because yesterday I told it's coenzyme plus cofactor.
I never said coenzyme plus cofactor.
Now see, apoenzyme is not holoenzyme plus coenzyme. Coenzyme is not apoenzyme plus holoenzyme.
Why is the first option wrong?
First, even I thought first option was correct.
Hmm.
Then,
Then what made you think it is wrong?
because apoenzyme cannot.
Normally, what is holoenzyme? Holoenzyme is apoenzyme plus cofactor. Remember?
Yeah, and coenzyme is written.
Cofactors have two types, organic, inorganic. Organic version of cofactor is coenzyme. No.
So it's correct only.
Yeah, it is correct only.
I was right. I should always stick to my first answer.
Ah. So a holoenzyme is equal to coenzyme plus cofactor is wrong because cofactor, a coenzyme is a type of cofactor. So option C is wrong.
Yes, ma'am.
And option D is also obviously wrong. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I kept telling you this was asked also. Karisila, ange you made a mistake. Nice. Next one.
Ma'am. Next one is lipids.
Okay. Why?
Because it is not polymeric.
It's not polymeric. Okay.
Because it is, I don't know about lipid, but protein polysaccharide is polymeric.
Of.
Monosaccharides.
Okay. Very good.
Nucleic acid is polymeric.
Of.
Uh, nucleotide.
Very good.
Protein is polymeric
Of.
of multiple amino acids.
Good. Very good. So lipids are esters of fatty acids and alcohol.
Fatty acids and glycerol.
Yeah, alcohol. Okay.
Oh, alcohol.
Next one. A non-proteinaceous enzyme. This also I told you.
Ma'am, non-proteinaceous enzyme is... I'm only so confused now.
I keep telling you again and again.
Wait, ma'am, I'll tell you.
Tell.
Lysozyme is proteinaceous. Correct, no, ma'am?
Nah, you tell me the final answer. I'll tell you.
Lysozyme is proteinaceous.
Uh,
Then ribozyme, and then ligase and deoxyribose. Wait, ma'am, let me think. I remember you telling me. It should be which one? Wait, lysozyme is this thing, proteinaceous. Deoxyribonuclease is also proteinaceous. Ligase or ma'am, is it ribozyme?
it is ribozyme. இவ்வளோ திங்க் பண்ணிருக்க கூடாது. You should have told it instantly.
Yes, ma'am.
Next one, fourth one.
Which of the following is least likely to be involved in stabilizing three-dimensional folding? Ma'am, three-dimensional folding and all we didn't do, no, ma'am.
We did it.
Hydrogen bond.
Tertiary structure is a three-dimensional.
Then ester bonds. Ester bonds. Ester bonds.
Why ester bonds?
Because tertiary structure. Ma'am, hydrogen bond cannot be involved in stabilizing. It's in chemistry also. So hydrogen bond cannot be involved in stabilizing. If it's
least likely to be involved, that means it is not involved. So the answer is
then
ester
hydrogen bonding.
Ester bonds. How hydrogen bonds? I told you also this. Primary bonds will have what bond? I mean, primary structure will have what bond?
Primary structure will have... Wait. Primary structure will have hydrogen bond.
அடி வாங்குவ. Primary structure க்கு எப்படி hydrogen bond வரும்?
It's so confusing.
It's so easy. I kept telling you this. Primary structure ல என்னெல்லாம் இருக்கும்?
Primary structure has peptide bonds.
Then when it folds, what will happen? Between them, interactions will happen.
Then two
and
bonds.
what
It will have hydrogen bond and peptide bond.
And tertiary will have?
Hydrogen, peptide, no, one more.
And ionic bonds.
Ionic bonds.
And quaternary will have ionic bonds.
Yeah. So not stabilizing. Stabilizing.
And covalent bonds also will be there in quaternary.
Yes, ma'am.
So non-stabilizing will be ester bonds because ester bonds is found in fatty acids.
Again, I was correct only first and then I only got confused.
Yeah. So
Okay.
next one.
Which of the graph substrate product reaction? Okay. Endothermic reaction with A in presence of enzyme B in absence of enzyme. No. Endothermic reaction A with presence of enzyme and B in absence of enzyme. Wrong. Ma'am, first one is wrong, no?
I'm telling you to tell the answer. Then you give me the explanation.
Wait. Exothermic reaction with energy A. It is exothermic, so it has to be B or D. In B, it is telling exothermic reaction with energy A in presence of enzyme and B in absence of enzyme.
So look at the graph and tell me which one there is enzyme involved.
In A, because potential energy is reducing and this thing is going more.
Correct. So wherever
So,
they say, I mean, enzyme is there in A, that should be a
ma'am,
probably correct answer.
B is correct. B is correct. D, it's telling absence.
B or D?
B is correct.
B is the right answer. Good. Uh,
Then sixth
I,
one.
see, I told you, right? From which all area they generally ask questions. Ne?
Yes,
If you see repeatedly, the last few sessions, they keep on asking questions. So make sure you're studying that.
Fat molecule is made up of 1 glycerol, 1 fatty acid, wrong. 3 glycerol, 3 fatty acid, wrong. Is it 3 glycerol, 1 fatty acid? Wait.
A typical fat molecule is called as what?
It's like made up of fatty acid and glycerol.
There's a name for it. The most commonly seen one is called as what?
Mom, still starting letter?
T.
T.
Mm.
T.
Mm. T.
Which one, ma'am?
Which one, sir? You should tell me, sir.
T.
Yes, T.
Oh.
Oh, tell me.
Mm.
How many carbons does glycerol have?
Glycerol has 3.
So each carbon la one fatty acids is attached means.
So means, oh yeah, it is 1 glycerol. No, it is
So-
3 glycerol, 3 fatty acids.
Hey, what is that structure, Raha? You. It's not பண்றது.
Oh.
It's called triglyceride.
Oh yeah, triglyceride. So 1 glyceride there will have 1 fatty acid there.
No, one glycerol will have 3 fatty acid chains.
Oh. So last one.
Yes, option is that. So almost all your fat molecules, if glycerol will have 3 carbons. If all the 3 carbons have fatty acids, then it is triglyceride. 2 of them have, it is diglyceride. One of them have monoglyceride. But the most commonly seen glyceride is triglyceride. You understood that logic there?
Yes, ma'am. Most commonly seen glyceride is triglyceride.
Yes, yes. So triglyceride means what? How will be the structure?
One like 3 carbon atoms to each one alcohol is attached.
Yeah, correct. No. 3 carbon atom of the alcohol is attached to the what is it? The fatty acid molecules are attached to each carbon of the alcohol.
Yes, ma'am.
Next.
Chitinous exoskeleton of arthropods.
Which one of the following statement is wrong?
Which one, ma'am?
You missed the 7th one.
Oh, which one of the following statements is wrong? Uracil is pyrimidine. Correct. Glycine is sulfur containing amino acid.
Purine and pyrimidine. Uracil is pyrimidine. Okay, according to Akshay, uracil is pyrimidine. Okay, done.
Uracil is purine pyrimidine means uracil, that the first one only is wrong.
See, it's so easy for me to confuse you. Very
no,
easy.
ma'am. Uracil is a pyrimidine only. You don't confuse me. Sucrose is disaccharide, correct. Cellulose is polysaccharide, correct. So obviously the one I don't even know is the correct answer. That is B.
Okay. Again, coming back to this, I kept telling you in the structure is important. So when we studied about the structures, you only told me, like if the amino acid has H, what is it called? If the amino acid has CH2OH, what is it called?
Ma'am,
CH3,
glycine has only H. Glycine has only H.
Glycine has H. So what amino acid it is?
It is, what is that called? It is glycine.
Yeah, glycine is called as what? There are 3 types of amino acid: neutral, acidic, basic, simple.
Neutral.
Correct. So it's a basic amino acid. No. Does it contain sulfur?
No.
Which were the two amino acids that contain sulfur?
Last one.
No, we learned that also.
Uh,
The rebels.
oh, those two.
Mm.
What were they called? What were they called? Some name. Like the
Starts with C and another starts with M.
M is methionine.
Uh,
C is cysteine.
Kashtam.
Cysteine.
Cysteine and
Methionine.
uh,
Okay. Ma'am, eighth one, chitinous exoskeleton
mm.
of arthropods is formed by polymerization of.
Or polymerization of. Yes, this also we learned.
It is not N-acetyl glucosamine.
பா அது எப்படிடா எந்த ஆன்சர் கரெக்டோ அதுதான் இல்லைன்னு சொல்ற.
Oh, sorry. Hey, I meant it is N-acetyl glucosamine.
Don't சமாளிச்சு பாருங்க. Again, we learnt about NAG and NAM. Remember,
NAM.
uramic acid consists of both NAG and NAM.
Yes.
Cytoskel, what is it? Chitin consists of only NAG.
Mm.
What is NAG full form?
N-acetyl glucosamine.
How many times did I ask you to repeat this that day?
5 times.
How did you make an error in the same thing?
For a second, I didn't realize.
Next one.
Ninth one. Which of the following biomolecules does have a phosphodiester bond? What? Nucleic acid in nucleotide, amino acid in polypeptide. Wrong. Ma'am, it should be option B.
Option?
D. No. Monosaccharide and polysaccharide does not have phosphodiester bond.
Why are
Phosphodiester
you
bond is
thinking
present.
so much?
Phosphodiester bond is present between two nucleotides.
Ah,
So it should be B.
okay.
Which of the following statements is incorrect?
Answer is in B. Nucleic acid only has phosphodiester
I
bond.
told
No.
nucleic acid only, no.
Okay, then.
B.
Mm.
10th one. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Competitive inhibitor does not affect the rate of reaction or breakdown of enzyme substrate. Correct. Competitive doesn't affect.
Mm.
Correct, no, ma'am?
The option should be, once again.
The presence of competitive inhibitor decreases the Km of the enzyme for the substrate. Competitive inhibitor reacts reversibly with enzyme to form enzyme inhibitor complex. In competitive inhibition, inhibitor molecule is chemically changed by the enzyme. Is not
What was
chemically.
your option?
Ma'am, more than one answer is correct, I think, because question is only 2015 cancelled.
So, if more than one answer is incorrect, huh? How is that possible, Ra? You give me one answer and tell me the reason.
Competitive inhibitor
Mm.
does not affect the rate of breakdown. That is not the answer. I'm just reading it. So, the presence of competitive inhibitor decreases the Km of the enzyme for the substrate. That Mm, Ma'am, I think it is B only. Ma'am,
Why is B wrong then?
ma'am, because it will not allow this thing to bind, no, ma'am. It will like decrease its ability to bind to the.
What is Km?
Ma'am, that constant we had learned, no. At
What is it?
V half, V 1/2, that Km constant will come. It's called some name you had given.
Okay, what is that name? What does it stand for? Like, what does it represent?
I remember it was at V half, and you told it increases during certain cases,
Mm.
and it decreases, and then it had a name, Mendel's constant or something.
Mentally is constant, that is okay, but what does it represent?
It represents that strength of this thing. No, some constant it is. It is like uh, 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 mm. It is like something I forgot. Wait, it is like, ma'am, it is like, what is that? It is like you told no some substrate something amount
Substrate
of
for.
sub amount of substrate required or substrate concentration. Ma'am,
Mm.
at V 1 by 2,
Uh,
it is substrate concentration.
V max 1/2.
V max 1 by 2, it is substrate concentration.
Mm.
After that, some 2, 3 words, I don't know.
The basically it is Km is representing what? Substrate concentration.
Concentration.
That is how much substrate is there.
Yeah,
So if a competitive inhibitor is there means
it
which will
decreases.
bind to the enzyme.
Ma'am?
If a competitive inhibitor is there, means
Hmm.
will the inhibitor bind to the enzyme or the substrate will bind to the enzyme?
Inhibitor.
So that means the concentration will increase or
Increase.
decrease.
Increase.
But what is given here?
It just decrease, so it's wrong. That's what first I
Ah,
told. But then KM definition I didn't know.
ah. Like,
Select
see,
the
you get the right answer, it's fine. But you should also know why you're getting the right answer. No.
yes, ma'am.
So what if you had a confusion in the during the exam time? So you need to justify your answer to yourself. So for that, you need to know each and every explanation properly. Otherwise, you will tend to make a mistake. Okay. Next one.
Next one, which is the question 11. Select the option which is not correct with respect to enzyme action. Substrate whole binds with enzyme at its active site. Correct, ma'am.
Okay.
Addition of lot of succinate does not reverse the inhibition by succinic dehydrogenase by malonate. No, ma'am, that is wrong. No, it converts it from this thing to malonate. No, we saw that reaction. No.
Very good.
So second one is wrong. Direct.
Correct. Yes.
Which of the
Next.
following is a non-reducing carbohydrate? Sucrose.
Good. Next.
A phosphoglyceride is always made up of a saturated or unsaturated fatty acid esterified to glycerol molecule to which a phosphate group is attached. First one is correct already. Second one, a saturated, unsaturated fatty acid esterified to which is attached. No, second one. Ma'am, it should all be attached to the glycerol group. No. In second one, it is telling glycerol is attached to the phosphate. I mean, it is telling unsaturated fatty acid is esterified to a phosphate group. It should be esterified to glycerol, no fatty acid to glycerol.
Mm, once again, let me see the. What is it?
Ma'am, see, third option is telling it is only saturated, so it is wrong. Fourth option is telling it is unsaturated, it is wrong. B should be either A or B because phosphoglyceride can be saturated or unsaturated fatty acid it can contain. But in B, it is telling it is a fatty acid is esterified to a phosphate group. That is only wrong. No, it should be
That's
esterified to
wrong.
glycerol. No.
Correct. Yes. So option
It is
A is
option
right.
A.
Phosphoglyceride is a
Okay.
conjugated lipid. So
Yeah.
extra
It has
add ஆகுறது வந்து phosphate. Rest all remains the same.
macromolecule macromolecule chitin
Mm.
is okay. Sulfur containing polysaccharide. Mm, macromolecule chitin is nothing but N-acetyl glucosamine.
Ah,
We already did it.
yes.
So it should be it cannot be sulfur, it cannot be simple, it cannot be it is nitrogen containing polysaccharide.
Very good. Next.
15th, transition state structure of substrate formed during enzymic reaction is unstable, we know. So only two options are there. It cannot be unstable. It is not, I think it is not, it cannot, it is not permanent.
Mm.
So it is temporary. So it is transient.
One second. Transition state structure of substrate formed during an enzyme.
Unstable, we know, ma'am. So it can only be option A or D. But in D, it is telling it is permanent.
So it's option A.
Yeah.
If it's permanent means அது அங்கேயே நிக்கும். It will
It will
not.
stop off there only. It won't move anywhere.
Yeah. Next one.
16. Essential chemical components of many coenzymes are not carbohydrates at all. It has to be proteins. Ma'am. Ma'am.
Hmm.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm reading the question.
Essential components of many proteins. Many coenzymes are.
Hmm.
Oh, enzymes are proteins. No. Coenzymes also should be proteins only then.
What's your answer?
Protein.
நான் ஏதாவது அடிக்கிறதுன்னு எனக்கு சத்தியமா புரியல. What is the definition for a cofactor?
Ma'am,
What is the
cofactor is the distinct part of the enzyme.
what part of the enzyme?
The what is that? 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 It is that you don't know. Inorganic means zinc. All of that. Organic means this thing. They help.
Okay,
They
but
help.
did I ever say that it is like the basic definition? What is a apoenzyme and what is a cofactor? What is a
Cofactor is non-protein. Apoenzyme is protein.
okay? So coenzyme is a type of cofactor, no?
Hmm.
So if coenzyme is a type of cofactor means
Oh, so it
how
should be
can you
non-protein.
say that coenzyme is made up of protein?
Long. So it's not carbohydrate.
Mm.
It's not protein. Vitamins are nucleic acids. I don't think it can ever be nucleic acid. So the answer is the most unexpected answer, vitamin.
Yes, the answer is vitamins.
Hmm.
Okay, your coenzymes are generally made up of water soluble vitamins.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next one, 17th one. Come on.
Ma'am, B, ma'am. Enzymes are mostly protein, but some are lipids. Enzymes are only proteins.
17 is?
B.
Next one, 18.
What is the question? Uridine present in RNA
Mm.
is a nucleoside. Already correct. Nucleoside only.
Mm.
And what, ma'am? I got it wrong, though.
Thanks, ma'am. Oh,
Ma'am,
17th
uridine.
question is?
Uridine is a nucleoside, no?
In 18 is present only in RNA is a. How is it a nucleoside?
Ma'am, because nuclear it has this thing linked to a sugar, no?
Okay, good. Then when will uridine be a pyrimidine?
Uridine will be a nucleotide, no, ma'am, in DNA.
So this is actually nomenclature of your pyramids and all. Okay. So for example, if you have adenosine,
Mm.
okay, or uridine or thymosin, okay, then you should understand that it is a nucleoside. Okay. So if I say only uracil, then it is a pyrimidine.
Oh, if you're telling only uracil, pyrimidine.
So the nomenclature here will change according to what it is, whether it is just a nitrogenous base or is it combined with a sugar. Okay, and how will you find out whether it is a nucleotide? It will have a phosphate along with it. So if I say adenosine phosphate, that means it is a nucleotide.
But if it has sugar also, it is nucleoside.
So but if I say just adenosine, that means it is a nucleoside.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that is a nomenclature difference there. 19th one.
This figure shows a hypothetical tetra A to D.
We learned this also, no?
Wait, I'll tell you. B should be sulfur containing. So, ma'am, last option is wrong. A is not sulfur containing methionine. There is no A sulfur only in A.
Hmm.
D is the acidic amino acid and glutamic acid.
Hmm.
C is aromatic amino acid tryptophan. Ma'am, C. B is correct.
Okay. See, actually, this question is that here it was a wrong question. None of the options given are correct.
Oh Lord.
இது வரைக்கும் எல்லாமே அப்படி சொன்னா இதுக்கு மட்டும் சொல்லல. None of the options are correct actually. Okay. So skip it off. Next one.
Next one.
Because B is the sulfur containing amino acid.
Hmm.
A is not a sulfur containing amino acid. A
Yeah.
is not the C terminal. And because A is the N terminal and D is the this one. So option D and C is wrong because of that. C is an aromatic amino acid. C is not an aromatic. I mean, C is an aromatic amino acid, but it is not a tryptophan. And D is acidic amino acid. Where is D? Again, it is not glutamic acid. So that's wrong. So option, all the options given are actually incorrect. Next.
Which one out of A to D gives below correctly, given below correctly, represents structural formula of basic amino acid?
So what are the various basic amino acids that we learned?
One attached to OH, one attached to NH2, one attached to one attached to OH, one attached to no. One attached to CH2OH, one attached to CH3, one attached to H.
That were amino acids we learned. I am asking which were the type of basic amino acids that we learned. There were names for it. No, what were they is what I'm asking.
Name I don't remember.
We learned lysine, arginine.
Oh, okay, now I remember lysine, arginine.
Remember?
Yes, ma'am. But structure?
Structure is not given in your textbook. All the structures are not given in your textbook. So don't worry. Anyway, this was not NEET. It was 2012.
Just 2012.
Yeah.
Ma'am, how do I prevent my eyes from getting red, ma'am? Past whole week it is red every day.
What? I didn't get you.
How do I prevent my eyes from becoming red?
From your eyes becoming red. Oh, you're continuously focusing on this one, no? Laptop or something?
From every day from 3 to 6, no, because of classes.
Yeah. So like everyone has that problem. So what you can do is that there are like this reflective glasses.
Yeah, I know, for computers only.
Yeah, use that, or also have a 20-second break rule. Let us continuously don't focus on this one. Have a 20-second screen time away, time. So keep your eyes away from the screen for like at least 20 seconds in every 1 hour. And make sure you're taking a break of at least 1 minute while wiping your eyes or washing your eyes and with cold water. Not very cold water, like medium cold water.
No, because every day I sleep for 7 hours.
Yeah.
And I get dark circles also for that. I don't know how.
That's because you're stressing, no? A lot.
Yeah, see, ma'am, you can understand my stress now. Every day morning, my chemistry teacher will come off. I don't know from where. He'll come off at 6 o'clock.
The
5:30. 5:30.
Because of the online classes, nothing else.
Ma'am, no, he comes home in this cold. Morning, he'll wear 3 jackets and he'll come.
He's very serious about you getting.
No, whole day he has other classes. So from last year, I fixed my timing at 7 to 9. Then one day by mistake, I told 6:30 only for today. And he's like, every day I have class at 8:30. Then one day I told 6 o'clock because I had exam in school. Then he's like, every day I have class at 8 o'clock. And now he's like 6 to 8, no matter even if the world ends. So 5:30 I wake up and then I take bath and then I get up and then I come, I study.
Okay, cool. Understood. Fine. So now we've done enough of biomolecules. So I hope you can understand that almost whatever we covered
Yes, ma'am.
Covers all the previous year's questions also.
Mm.
Okay. And ask, go to the 31st question.
31st.
Mm-mm-mm.
A competitive inhibitor of succinate dehydrogenase is malate, malonate. Malate and malonate. How come, ma'am, only one? Malonate.
Mm.
We learned this no in citric acid cycle, malonate. But malate is also there. And you told malate, malonate literally almost the same.
Huh? When did I say malate, malonate is the same?
Last class I asked ma'am, no, malate, malonate, what is the difference?
You didn't ask me what is the difference between malate and malonate.
I did know, ma'am, malonate. You told, I'm like, ma'am, isn't it malate? Because like when you said malonate for the first time, I told, isn't it malate?
Yeah.
But correct answer is malonate anyways, because only malonate.
Ah, correct answer is oxaloacetate or malonate. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. So it can be either C or D.
I thought
Because
B.
both have the ability to inhibit the activity of succinate dehydrogenase. Primarily, it is malonate. Okay. Secondary is oxaloacetate. Remember that.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm, 1 second. Let me just try difference. One more question I wanted to ask. Malate and malonate and malate are same only. Oh, that's correct only. But where was that question? 52.
52,
Mm.
Okay, wait. 52.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
52, ma'am. Wait. Carbo. Wait, no, that is. Where is 52?
Hey,
Lactose.
1 second, 1 second. I just want before you start the thing. Malate, I didn't say malate and malonate are the same. Malate is basically your acid that is being formed. That is from succinic acid. Okay, now the succinate, what is being formed is your malate. But the enzyme that is involved in it is malonate. That's
Oh,
the difference.
okay, ma'am.
Okay, next. Yeah, answer.
Oh, lactose, glucose, galactose.
Okay, good. Then 53.
Coenzyme
Mm,
is a prosthetic group.
mm,
Coenzyme, I mean, is a part of holoenzyme. It is
mm,
loosely attached to organic part.
mm,
None of no accessory non-protein substance attached firmly here.
mm.
It is accessory only. Or no, none of these. No, wait. You had told
Mm.
something. It is an accessory. Like
It's an
prosthetic group. No,
accessory.
it is a accessory.
Correct. That is correct. Now you have to find out which option it is. Tell me the option.
C, accessory non-protein substance.
Correct. Very good. Good, good. Okay, we'll quickly start with the body fluids chapter. Okay, it's actually going to be very easy. இருக்கிறதுலே easiest is this only.
Okay, ma'am. Let me stop share.
Yeah. Just make me the host
Be the
again.
host.
Let me open it.
Ma'am, one
So,
second.
like in previous chapter, you learned like how oxygen and everything is being transported. So, in this chapter, you learn about the circulation part of it.
Yes, ma'am. 1 second. I'll come back.
Yeah, yeah. നാളെ പറയുന്നറിഞ്ഞു ബദ്രി. ഭയങ്കര ഇഷ്ടമായി സലാഡ്. നാളെ ഏത് പ്ലാനാ വേണ്ടതെന്ന് പറയുന്നു. ഫെബ്രുവരിയിൽ നിന്ന് തുടങ്ങും.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah. One second. Did you make me the host?
Ma'am, yes.
Just open this one. Where is so we completed how many chapters? 6 chapters, no? This chapter has around 5 sessions.
Yeah, today we'll do half.
6. Oh, this is big.
Ma'am, tomorrow you can take class.
Tomorrow. What time?
Ma'am, you should tell what time you're free.
I really have my assignments to complete. If I don't complete it, then I won't get my degree.
Oh yeah, ma'am. Which degree, ma'am?
MSc Psychology.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's the reason why I stopped taking classes on Sunday after you converted the timings.
Yeah.
Give me a moment. I'll try opening my from my laptop. This is not loading. It's a huge file, so it's not loading. One second. Where is this one? Where is Chitra Epsilon? I don't know which link I am in. Ding. Did you go through the textbook for the cell chapter at least?
Yes, ma'am. I saw like everything covered was in the textbook.
Any doubt is there?
No, ma'am. I have to just revise before the test.
But don't forget it, okay? Please.
Yes, ma'am.
I told you to download that application, no? That NTA application, did you?
NTA.
Yeah.
They don't have application, no, ma'am. They have website.
Wait a second.
NTA app.
Yeah. The National Test Abhyas app.
Oh, APIA, NTA, National Test, Nepal Telecommunication Authority.
Are you kidding me?
No, sorry.
How in the world did you find that,
I'll
man?
send you screenshot, ma'am. I first downloaded it, now I removed it.
Yeah.
It said Nepal Telecommunication.
Very nice.
Like, see, I sent it. See, ma'am, first I thought it was NTA, okay, because it's an NTA app. Then I clicked on, I saw the logo. It says Nepal Telecommunication Authority.
It's actually the National Test Abhyas app.
Oh,
I uninstalled it. I got pissed off and uninstalled it. But yeah, the questions for bio, no, like some are easy, some are quite.
Now I got it, ma'am. It's called National Test Abhyas.
Yeah, I sent you the
I
link.
put NTA and I got Nepal Telecommunication Agency and all.
Yeah. So go through that. Okay, like whenever you get time, I'm pretty sure you will get demotivated for like to the core, but it's okay. Keep practicing.
Ma'am, this
It'll help
episode
you.
only made up one thing. No, they gave us no speed labs.
Which one?
Speed labs, I think.
Who?
Epsilon.
I'm talking about NTA, which is the government agency that makes the.
Ma'am, that's what. Like same thing. Like how you can practice for each subject. They gave us one app, okay, and it needs to be better than NTA because you can choose. You can revise topic wise of a chapter. You can write test topic wise of a chapter. You can design your own test.
That I know. That is how they design the test also. I know that. But why I'm asking you to do this is they have like around 100 mock test papers. And That is actually very, very good. So
Okay, ma'am.
please go through that is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay.
I just woke up and my eyes are already red. Today I should go get glasses for sure. I don't want to get power. That is the one thing I don't want.
Last year when they introduced this application, it was like the first year they introduced.
Hmm.
They uploaded a bunch of papers. Almost all my students got demotivated saying, ma'am, it's very difficult. But then I realized that as and when you practice more and more questions,
Hmm.
you tend to see a repetitive pattern and you end up learning more from that application rather than any other thing. So that's why I keep recommending it.
So
No, I'm not.
after every test, I should just keep solving, or once I finish everything, instead of just studying again, I should keep solving.
You can just start doing it right now, so you will understand like how much you have to, put more effort in.
Yeah. My
Okay.
tutor were like, first I should finish everything at least once.
Uh,
And then
like,
I should
see,
just,
11th is something that you've already completed.
yeah.
You already should have a rough
No, he
idea.
was like, I should finish everything once, like studying, like in all these classes and all that. Then I
Mm,
should revise one subject for 1 week, like 3 weeks I should revise.
mm.
And then after that, I should never touch that revision book again.
That is what even I told you. Once you finish your, once we
Portion.
finish these classes,
Just
you
revise
should,
once and then you should never like look back
yeah,
at it again,
never
just keep
come back to
solving.
it. You should
You at
start
one point you will
practicing.
solve so much, it's like you'll know the whole chapter by just solving it.
Correct. That இதே தானடா நானும் சொன்னேன்.
Yes, ma'am. That's what same thing they told him telling.
Yeah, you should start practicing and like there's a difference between writing test for individual chapters and writing a mock test, a full paper test. That there's a huge difference because when you are writing a chapter wise test, no, you're focused on only one particular concept of the chapter. But when you're writing a mock test, you have different the concepts. You might tend to make mistakes and get confused also there. So that's why I always recommend not to go for just chapter wise questions, but to go for mock tests, right? As many mock tests as possible. And then you will also know your speed when you're writing your mock test.
I should ace neat, ma'am.
Yeah, like you should make sure that you're timing your mock test, okay, when you're writing it. And don't expect someone else to give it to you. You only start doing it on your own, is what I would say.
Nowadays, I should start like only half I finish no portion.
No, not now. You can do your this one after we finish the chapter wise tests. Don't wait for just me to give the test. There are several tests available. No, start
Yes.
doing it is what I'm trying to tell. Then once we finish, you can start like last 1 month should be devoted for only mock test. Okay.
That's what, ma'am. Before March 20th, 28th, 25th, I'll be done with physics and this thing, chemistry 12th. Like before April, I'll be done with physics 11th and chemistry 12th for NEET.
Hmm.
And then April, I'll only write mock test for that and CBSE board mock test because May board exam.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, again, only mock test continuation.
Yeah. Meanwhile, whenever you get time, also just go through is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, ma'am. Circulation system.
Yeah. So basically, I am not going to. Can you see the screen? I think you can. No?
Yes, ma'am.
Directly start with this. Okay. So if you talk about the circulation system, okay, the circulatory system can be classified of two types. Okay. It can be either open or closed.
Open is when it's all dipped in blood, closest when it's flowing through veins and all that, no, ma'am?
Correct. There's no blood vessel means it is closed, and if it is, open, and if it is having blood vessels, is closed. So we have a closed circulatory system, but organisms like cockroach, their entire organs are floating like in the blood itself. There is no blood vessels or something, so they are called as open circulatory system. Okay, but this definition for open and closed in the case of digestive system is different. I hope you know that.
Ma'am, what?
When it comes to the digestive system, if the particular organism has only the mouth, then it is called as open digestive system.
Yeah, only this thing, mouth.
If it has both mouth and anus, then it is called as closed digestive system. There the definition changes, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So in the case of circulatory system, as I said, they are going to have empty cavities, body cavities, through which a fluid will flow. And normally that fluid composition is not the same as that of your blood composition. Okay, it's a bit different. Your blood is red in color, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But that particular fluid is colorless
That is
because it does not
called
contain
hemolymph.
RBCs.
Called hemolymph.
Hemolymph, yes. Say like when we are learning about cockroach structure in structural organization, no, you will learn about what like it in detail. So basically, if you see that on the side walls of your cockroach, there are some holes called as spiracles. Okay. So these spiracles, what they will do is they will take the air inside, that is your oxygen and carbon dioxide, and there is a tubular system called as tracheal tubular system. Okay, through which this oxygen and carbon dioxide is carried to different parts of cockroach. But in our case, how is air transported through the body?
Lungs.
Just lungs. Which
Lungs,
is a
blood,
medium which carries it.
blood.
Blood, correct. So the blood is a medium that carries all these things. No. So who in the blood carries this?
Blood vessels.
The respiratory pigment, that is your hemoglobin.
Respiratory substrates.
Yeah. So basically, your blood is, in blood you have hemoglobin, and that carries the oxygen and carbon dioxide, right? But in the case of organisms like cockroach and all, there is a separate system to carry, so they don't need a respiratory pigment. That is why, if you see, their particular blood is not having an RBC, and it is not going to have red color.
Ma'am, that is why?
That is why their blood is colorless, and that is why we call it as hemolymph and not hemoblood.
Whose blood, ma'am?
In the case of organisms like cockroaches who have open circulatory system,
Oh yeah, their organs are all dipped in blood.
dipped in blood, and also that blood is not the normal blood composition that we have. It's colorless. Okay, did you get why it is not having the respiratory pigment in it? Did you get the idea behind it?
Yes, ma'am, because all the organs are dipped in blood.
No. Again, it's wrong. அப்புறம் நான் எதுக்குடா இந்த ட்ரக்கியல் சிஸ்டம் உனக்கு எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணேன்?
Oh, for oxygen.
So what, like in our body, we have the blood as the only medium which carries oxygen and carbon dioxide. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Who in the blood carries oxygen and carbon dioxide?
For us, blood vessels. Hemoglobin.
Hemoglobin. In our blood, we have a pigment called as hemoglobin, which helps in carrying. They are the respiratory pigments. Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, in the case of organisms like cockroach, that is not necessary. Why it is not necessary is because they have a separate system which is going to carry the air. So the oxygen and carbon dioxide is not carried via blood, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, for them, oxygen is not carried via blood, so hemoglobin is not present, so it's white in color.
Yes, that's it. Simple. So they have an alternative system which we will learn. I think it's better if you learn it that time rather than telling it now. Is that concept clear? Okay. Now, yeah. So basically, if you see in the case of your arthropods, cockroach is also an arthropod. No. So they have like, it's not like they just have one single heart. They have something called as tubular heart. In the case of arthropods, that means what, there'll be chambers and chambers arranged in the tube form. Okay. So that kind of a heart is called as tubular heart. And that heart is just going to pump the hemolymph into the cavities. The empty cavities present in their body is called as sinus. What is it called?
Sinus.
Next, when I start such structural organization, I'll ask you these. You have to explain, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
So if you see here, an arthropod is given in this image. Okay, can you see?
Arthropod, yes, cockroach.
So, like, there will be a set of heart. Around 13 hearts are present in the case of your cockroach. Okay.
Hmm.
So they'll be in a tubular form. So, and you can see these empty spaces here, the
Ma'am?
arrow marks. So these arrow marks are the sinuses or the empty spaces.
Empty cavities.
Yes, empty cavities. Okay. So the blood will keep flowing through it. And in order to pump this blood throughout the body, only this heart is present.
Hmm.
Understood? This is the open circulatory system in the case of arthropods. Now we'll come to molluscans. Okay. So in the case of molluscans, okay, like example for your molluscans would be, who can I say? A snail is a molluscan, right?
Snail. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah. So they have a shell and they have a soft body and all. Okay. They have heart and they have something called as blood vessels. Okay. Now, here, even though they have blood vessels, why is it categorized under open circulatory system?
Which, ma'am? Snail.
Mm,
Because their organs are still dipped in blood vessels.
Not just that. Okay. So if there is a heart, okay, and the blood is flowing through the heart
Hmm.
and then coming back to the heart like a closed circuit, then also you can say that it is a closed circulatory system.
Hmm.
But if the blood is just pumped from the heart and not brought back to the heart, then you can also say it as open circulatory system.
The blood is distinct from the heart, but not gotten back to the heart.
Yeah. Then also you can say it as open circulatory system.
Hmm.
Okay. So in the case of your molluscans, that is one of the reasons why it is open circulatory system, even though it has primarily blood vessels.
Because the blood doesn't come back to the heart.
Yeah. There's no circulation, like, it's not a, what do you call? Like, in physics, you would have studied about open circuit and closed circuit. No.
Yes, ma'am. Current, it will be cut at some point. It's open circuit.
Yes, same concept.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So that is another definition for your circulatory system. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, closed circulatory system, it has closed blood vessels. That is, the blood vessels will start from the heart, come back to the heart. It will not get cut anywhere in the between.
Hmm.
Okay, that kind of a system is called as closed circulatory system.
Circulatory system.
Example, human beings,
Human beings.
as well as in annelids.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
Okay, learn them right now so that when you're learning about animal kingdom later on, it will be easier for you to remember. So now you know about molluscans and arthropods having what circulatory system?
Huh? Mollusk and arthropods have this
Ah.
thing open.
Okay, in the case of molluscans, like, do they have blood vessels or they don't have blood vessels?
They have blood vessels, but the blood is just not pumped back to the heart.
It is, the vessels are not continuous; they are just cut in between. And what about your arthropods? How is the blood flowing?
It comes to the heart. It pumps from the heart, goes to the blood, comes back to the heart.
But here, that is there involvement of blood vessels?
No, yeah. In like arthropods, or which one you're asking?
Arthropods.
In arthropods, yes.
There is no
Wait.
blood vessels.
No, in arthropods, it's open circulatory. No.
Even in the case of molluscans, it's open circulatory, but
Yeah,
they
I
have
thought.
blood vessels.
I thought you're asking annelids.
No, I'm asking about arthropods. Okay, and also, what is the blood called there?
Where, ma'am?
In the case of your arthropods,
Hemolymph.
hemolymph. Why is it hemolymph? Why is it not blood?
Because it doesn't contain hemoglobin, because the transport of blood does not take place through blood vessel.
Transport of gases do not take place via the blood.
Blood vessel.
Okay, and in the case of your annelids, they have a heart, they have a proper system of blood vessels, and it is a closed circulatory system because the blood vessels do not get disconnected anywhere. They are continuous, starts from heart, ends in heart.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, done, ma'am.
What done?
Done. I'll go eat off lunch now.
No. We have class till 12:30 and I need to complete this session. This session is simple session. Okay,
Oh.
we started only at 11. No, it's not a 1 hour class, 1.5 hours. No.
Oh yeah, no, Saturday.
Saturday. That makes sense. Okay. So, Now we come to this concept of blood and lymph. What do you know about blood and lymph?
Blood is red, lymph is colorless.
Okay, then.
Blood is oxygen, all of that oxygen, gases,
Mm,
minerals.
mm,
But lymph helps in body defense.
okay.
And then
Then
that's all. Blood
that,
is tissue, lymph is fluid.
okay, just give me a moment. Okay. This is something that often, okay, you would have studied about all your lymphatic vessels and all those things,
Yeah,
remember?
yeah.
Huh. So what is this lymphatic vessel? What is a blood vessel?
Lymphatic vessel is like body defense. Blood vessel is like blood carries
Where
oxygen.
does this lymph form from? Like, how is it
Bone
formed?
marrow or thymus.
Lympha.
Lymph.
Don't get confused between your lymphocytes and lymph, okay?
Oh yeah, no, never mind.
They're two different things. How can you say they're the same?
Hmm.
1 second. Just give me a moment. 1 second. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can you see the whiteboard?
Yes, ma'am.
So say I'll tell you how lymph is formed or from where. So now you know that the components of blood is formed from bone marrow. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So there should be somewhere that lymph is also formed.
Hmm.
Correct. But we generally don't tend to learn it. We just learn lymph is a colorless fluid. That's it, right? So
Hmm.
today we will learn that in a bit detail so that you are clear with that particular concept. Okay. So now let's say, for example, I'm just drawing a rough heart here. Okay.
Hmm.
So if this is the heart, there are some blood vessels that are going to go from the heart to the body parts.
Hmm.
Yes. Now these blood vessels, as they reach the cells, so
Hmm.
say these are the cells. Okay. They are going to branch further and become something called as capillaries.
Hmm.
So, okay. So what will happen is if the blood vessel is this thick, the capillaries will be very, very thin.
If what, ma'am? If blood vessel is thick, capillaries will be thin.
Will be very thin. Okay. So basically what you can do is in order to understand this, you have a rubber band. No.
Hmm.
So initially, if your rubber band is very thick, as you keep pulling it, what will happen is
Will
there
become
will be some gaps in between. And
yeah.
at one point of time, it will rupture. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
But here in this case, it will not rupture. But what will happen is that, say, for example, this is the blood vessel that is coming from the heart to the cells.
Hmm.
Okay. So here there are some cells it is made up of.
Hmm.
Now, as this becomes a capillary, what will happen is that between these cells, there will be some gaps.
It will stretch out basically.
Yeah, it will stretch out basically, and there will be some pores. These are the pores, okay? So the blood vessel, what will happen is that there are certain components in your blood, right? Like say, for example, there is WBC, there is RBC, and then there is blood plasma, and there is platelets. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Out of all these three or four things, okay, this plasma and this particular WBC, they are easily, I mean, their size is so that they can easily pass through these pores.
Plasma, RBC, WBC, and all that.
Yes. So what will happen is that when these blood capillaries, okay, when they reach the cells, what will happen is there will be a fluid that is coming out of it. And that particular fluid will be basically what and what? Your plasma and WBC. RBC cannot pass through this. Platelets cannot pass through this because their size is very, very larger than the pore size.
So when this blood capillary reaches the cell, plasma and WBC come out of it.
Yeah, because the blood vessels will stretch out and there will be pores in it. That's the reason. Okay. Now what will happen after that? These capillaries will join together, become veins and go back to the heart. Okay. But what is the problem here is that the blood that is coming from the heart and the blood that is going back to the heart, there is a small composition difference because there's a leakage here.
Yes, ma'am. Because plasma and WBC is getting leaked.
Yeah. And also remember, not all the plasma and WBC will get out. Only certain amount will get out. Okay. So now what is going to happen is there will be at these points, wherever this plasma and WBC is leaking out, there will be some nodes, which we call it as lymph nodes.
Those nodes will secrete lymph.
No, they'll not secrete lymph. What they will do is that they'll start collecting this fluid inside.
WBC and plasma.
Yes, and that fluid is only called as your lymph.
Oh, ma'am. So basically, I'll tell you from beginning of process.
Yes.
Blood capillary.
Wait, I'm not done with this process. If you want to tell it now or after I'm done with the process. Okay. So what happens is these vessels are called as your lymphatic vessels. Okay. And when you studied in like human health and disease chapter, you would have studied about lymphatic vessels starting from the lymphatic nodes. Yeah. So basically what happens is that lymphatic vessels, like your blood vessels, is not closed type. It will randomly start from places, and what will happen is it will go and attach back to the veins here.
It will attach back to
the veins here that is going back to the heart.
Wait, ma'am, repeat one more time. After the lymph is collected.
The lymph is collected, the lymphatic vessels is flowing. So what will happen is that few of the lymphatic vessels, they will take the lymph back and deposit back into the vein. So what will happen
lymphatic
is
vessels take the lymph back and this thing
and
back
deposit in the vein. Yes. So there will, by the time the blood that reaches back to the heart, there will be no compositional difference. That is, only difference will be in the concentration of carbon dioxide and oxygen, but not in the case of all these three things. I mean, four things. Okay. I'll quickly explain once again, then you tell me the entire process again.
Wait,
okay?
I'll try. So blood capillaries go to cell. At cell, they release plasma and WBC is lost. So the blood that comes back will not have the same concentration. Because platelets and this thing RBC won't fit through those gaps.
Correct.
So plasma and WBC together is collected by the nodes, by the lymph nodes, and they together are called lymph fluid.
The fluid is called lymph. Yes.
That fluid is taken back through the veins. That's all.
Taken back to the veins so that this entire thing is balanced again. And apart from these two, there will be also certain drugs that we are eating, like the drugs we consume. So all these things also will be present in your lymph. Hormones are transported through lymph. Sometimes, okay. Sometimes drugs are transported through lymph. There are certain proteins also in the lymph. Okay. So apart from plasma and WBC, there are proteins and hormones. Now you should be able to know that why lymph is colorless. So if you take blood and if you take lymph, okay, Blood has what all? RBC,
Plasma, the WBC.
platelets,
Platelets.
and your plasma.
Hmm.
Whereas lymph has everything.
WBC, plasma, drug.
There is no RBC, there will be WBC.
There is no platelets, there is plasma.
There's plasma. Apart from that, there are majorly proteins there. Sometimes if you're having drugs, that is also transported through your WBC.
Yes, ma'am.
So, which amongst these components of your blood is responsible for immune system?
Lymph.
No, I'm asking.
WBC.
So, since lymph consists of WBC, it is always associated with your immune system.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, you understood why when we are learning about immune system, we are learning about lymph.
Yes, ma'am.
Then, since lymph does not have RBC, it is colorless. But whereas RBC is present in blood, so it is red in color. And RBC, since it has platelets, it's responsible for clotting of blood. It is also to a certain amount responsible for immune system because it has WBC. So
RBC,
this is
what, ma'am? RBC?
RBC is present in blood. So it is responsible for carrying all the oxygen and carbon dioxide. Then plasma is also present in blood. So plasma is the liquid part of the blood. So and it also consists of certain proteins. Then when you talk about platelets, platelets is present in blood. So clotting is possible only because of blood and not because of lymph. And WBC is also present in blood. So it is also responsible for immune system. Okay. So lymph exclusively for immune system, blood is like a overall functioning.
Overall.
Yeah. So you understood how this lymph and blood is formed.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So after this, you should be like clear about what is a lymph, what is this one. Okay. Now we'll quickly go back to this and finish this off.
Next class we'll do no, ma'am, extra 15 minutes.
Yeah, we are almost done, Dra.
I'll go eat off 99 is there, ma'am.
No. It is easy only. Many things are repeated. Don't worry. Okay. These are all things you already know. Okay. So till now, what we learned is there are two types of circulatory system, open and closed. Within blood vessels is closed and the blood vessels should have a closed circuit. Then it is closed circulatory. If it is open means generally sometimes blood vessels is not there or the blood vessels will not be continuous. If it is not continuous, example is?
If it's not?
Continuous blood vessels, the example is?
It is not this thing. Open and closed. No, it is closed.
No, it is open, Ra.
Wait, continuous, ma'am.
It is not continuous, I said.
Oh, then open only.
Open. Example, which organism?
Cockroach.
In cockroach, blood vessels is there?
No. Cockroach is not there.
Annelid. Annelids, it's closed circulatory system.
Yeah.
I am asking for, it is an open circulatory system.
Oh, that is mollusk. Snails.
Mollusks. Yes, correct. Okay. And we learned the difference between what is a blood, what is a lymph.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, when we talk about, you learned about germ layers, remember?
Yeah.
Like ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm.
Yeah, and endo, meso.
Yeah. So your heart is mesodermal in origin. This was asked in previous years. So remember, heart is what in origin?
Heart is?
Mesodermal in origin. That is, the mesodermal cells will give rise to heart.
Oh.
Okay. So, which simply implies that organisms which do not have a mesoderm will generally not have a well-developed heart like us. Okay. So the human heart is what in origin?
Mesoderm.
Mesodermal in origin. Okay. Okay. I'll finish off with the layers of heart. Then you can go.
Because I'm too hungry. I woke up at 10:45, joined class at 11.
Yes. I also did the same thing. I woke up at 10:45, joined the class at 11.
Why are you not hungry, ma'am? I eat at 5:30 every day.
Okay, da. Don't polemify. Go now.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Next class, I am torturing you. You better sit there.
Next class, now only we'll decide. Tuesday, I don't have school.
We'll have at normal time.
9 will start instead of 9:30.
Yeah, if I wake up, I'll definitely join by 9.
Okay, ma'am. Done. Thank you,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Bye bye.